Hi, welcome back to the workshop where I'm building this custom Firebird guitar. And in this episode I'm going to be trying a new process for grain filling. Okay, so I've spent an enormous amount of time sanding this down. It's all lovely and smooth now. It's sanded down to 400 grit. So all the preparation work is done now. So the next thing we need to do is a little bit of grain filling. Now you might remember last time I said I was going to be doing something completely different with the grain filling. And what I'm actually going to do is try something that I've wanted to try for a very long time and takes me right back to the beginning of my time building guitars. Because when I first started building guitars, there was no such thing as YouTube. So the majority of the learning that I did came from the Telecaster forum, so the TDPRI, and in particular from a guy called Gil Yaron, who had a little guitar making workshop on the roof of his house in Tel Aviv. And he used to create some absolutely astounding knockoff 59 burst Les Pauls. He used to work for Gibson at one point, I believe, and he kind of used all the techniques that they would have used back in the late 50s to create these kind of indistinguishable replicas of the 59 Les Pauls. I believe at one time he also got himself into a little bit of trouble with Gibson, but I think he got over that in the end. And when it came time for him to grain fill his guitars, he used a concoction, which apparently is what they used to use on the Gibsons at the time. I've always wanted to try using it, so I figured that now is as good a time as any. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the guitar out of the way. I'm going to get something onto the bench to cover it up because I anticipate this being quite a messy job. So I'll get all that set up and get back to you. And what I use to create this grain filler is some boiled linseed oil, really readily available. Some pumice powder. Now this is fine pumice powder. I got this off eBay. It's not in any way expensive. And a little bit of cellulose lacquer, so a little bit of nitro. This has been mixed up to an amber colour. It's been sitting around for a while. I'm not going to use it on any necks or anything, so it can go in this grain filler. I don't think the colour will make any difference. And also I'm after a reddy brown colour for my grain filler, so I've got some red spirit stain and some kind of browny spirit stain. And because I don't want red hands, because I don't have the kind of job where you can have red hands really, a pair of gloves on. So I think from what I've seen, it's basically a case of just mixing the ingredients together until you get to a consistency that you find suitable. So just bang a bit of the pumice powder into some oil and see how we go. That's way too thin. Now that's too thick, but I don't mind that because we obviously need to put a little bit of lacquer in as well. Now, from what I understand, you can do without the lacquer. It just makes it go off a bit quicker. Good glug of that in there. Now that's still too thick. So I'll put a little bit more oil in. Of course we've got to put some colour in, so that will thin it down too. That's a little bit too thick for what I want, but I'll colour this next and then we can thin it down if the stain doesn't thin it enough. Obviously we can't leave it like that because that is just a minging green colour. Looks like something out of The Exorcist. Right, so I'm going to start with some red. I want it to be primarily red, and if pure red in this green kind of gives us what we're after, I'll leave it at that. I think that's a little bit too brown still, so we're just going to put a little bit more red in. I think that's looking something like. Quite happy with that. Okay, so I'm not going to try this on the guitar straight away. So what I've done is I've prepared an offcut from that big chunk of wood that we had at the beginning of the project, and I'm just going to apply some of this filler with a brush onto here to see how it looks. Apparently what you need to do is brush it in across the grain, and then you just rub off the bulk of the excess, and then we need to leave that to dry for a little while, and then you buff it up with a cloth to get the finish that you want. But you can already see that that's kind of darkened stuff up a little bit, which isn't a bad thing at all, so kind of quite liking the look of that. So I've left that to dry for about 20 minutes. So I'll just give that another wipe off with a towel. And I'm just going to give it a buff with a little bit of rag. And that has come up really nice. I'll get my glove off and see how it feels properly, but it feels really smooth. And you can see, I'll bring you a little bit closer, but all the porous parts of this grain have kind of changed colour as it's taken up the filler. So brilliant, happy with that. I also like the way it's kind of given the wood a slightly darker look, which is what we're after. So I think it's safe to say that that's a success. So I'll get a little bit of space on the bench again, and we'll get the guitar back on and kind of get this grain filling done. Okay, so I've got the guitar back on the bench. First thing I need to do obviously is mask off the fretboard and the headstock, because I don't want to get any of that grain filler onto those two sections of the guitar. I think I'll do that via the magic of video. Okay, let's get this grain filled. Okay, so this has been left now for probably about an hour, and it feels nice and dry. So what I'm going to do is get all the masking off and start to just get the excess off and give this all a nice buff up and see where we are with it. And I've got myself a handy little cocktail stick, because all of these little holes and everything are absolutely full of this gunk. It gets everywhere, but it seems to be relatively easy to get off, so it's not really a problem. And there we have the prepped up and grain filled guitar. It's made the wood quite dark, but I quite like that. I think it's a lot better than it was kind of really pale and anemic. So I'm really happy with the way that that's turned out. I think the neck looks a lot nicer with a bit of colour on it as well. So really happy with how this is coming along. And there's just one or two little jobs to do before we can get into the final spraying. One of which, of course, is to grain fill the headstock. Now I did say I was going to try some super glue as a means of grain filling the headstock. I've tried it on a little bit of a sample and it just made the whole thing go horrible and black. So I'm not happy with that at all. I had suggestions to use some epoxy. I've got some epoxy. It's probably not the right stuff to be using for grain filling, but I'm going to give that a try on another sample board. But I've also got some water-based clear grain filler on the way. It's probably going to be here in the next day or so. I had a water-based clear grain filler suggested to me that came from Stumac. Unfortunately, that would probably have to come from the States, which would take ages to get here. So I've gone with the stuff I can get locally. So I'll also be trying that out. But I'm going to be doing that in the next episode. I think we've covered enough ground for this one. So I'm going to be back in a couple of days' time when we can get this element of the job finished off and all of the final prep for spraying done. So I'll see you in a couple of days' time. But until then, like if you've liked, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.